what? Sports Mafia? All right, the hoodies are in. Check them out, everybody. These are the new Sports Mafia hoodies. This is the Carolina or the powder blue, whatever you want to call it. Sweet logo, nice little pocket, nice hoodie. All right, if you guys want your own, number one, text me. You got my phone number, you can text me. I'm going to put in an order for about 12 to 15, and that's it. All right, 12 to 15 of these. I'm going to sell them out to first come, first serve. And then I'm going to wait and I'm going to create a new design, new color. But these powder blue ones, man, you got to get them before they're gone. I'm not going to order a whole lot of these, okay? About 12 to 15. So either text me if you have my number. Go to Instagram, Sports Mafia with the number 8. DM me. And these are the hoodies, man. You wanna get some girls? You gotta rock this hoodie, man. I promise. All right, let's start the show. We got a bunch on the show today. So huge NBA trade. A lot of NFL rumors going around. Teams looking for new coaches. Teams looking for trades. And the NHL is back. Now, just to remind you guys, if you want my NFL picks, go to the last video where it says updated sports bracket. And I updated the NFL Super Bowl prediction and bracket and so on. So let's start with the NBA. James Harden trade. So James Harden, superstar from the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets traded him. This is a crazy, one of the biggest trades I've ever seen, just in terms of the amount of picks and everything that went into it. Okay, so let me sum it up for you guys. So James Harden from the Houston Rockets, you know, he's been averaging like 30 points a game, just going crazy. He's had some issues with the Rockets. So the Brooklyn Nets, you know, who already have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn Nets get James Harden and a second-round pick. The Houston Rockets get Victor Oladipo from the Pacers, 4 first-round picks, 3 pick swaps with the Brooklyn Nets. So that means if they have a higher pick, they can swap to get a better pick with Brooklyn. And 2 what I call scrubs, kind of like bench players, Dante Exum and guys who are probably barely going to get any minutes. Okay, the Cleveland Cavaliers got Jared Allen, who is a really good center. And this is kind of why I think, you know, the Brooklyn Nets aren't going to be that good. They just lost their starting center. And let me go on with that. But okay, so the Cleveland Cavaliers got Jared Allen and Taurean Prince. He's a pretty good stretch 4 bench player. You know, he can start too. And the Pacers got Karis LeVert in the second-round pick. Now, before I get into the Brooklyn Nets, the biggest piece of the trade, what's crazy is these other teams couldn't get any draft picks. Now, I know the Rockets gave up the best player, but it's like 4 first-round picks for 1 player. It's pretty crazy. And Oladipo was kind of a side piece of the deal. He wasn't really in the main deal. The Rockets got Karis LeVert, and then they dealt him for Oladipo, which I think was smart. I like Oladipo more than Karis LeVert. A lot of people on Twitter like Karis LeVert more. I think Oladipo is just a tough, solid point guard. Karis LeVert is a kind of like a decent starter, a good off-the-bench scorer. But it's just crazy, man. The Rockets got so many draft picks. Now, the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to be good. So those draft picks are going to be 18, 20, 25, and later. But still, more draft picks, more capital. Here's the thing with the Nets. Once you give up all these draft picks, there's really not much you can do. You know, the Nets have no center. Now, everyone talks about DeAndre Jordan like he's still the superstar like when he was playing for the LA Clippers, but the guy doesn't even get playing time. DeAndre Jordan didn't even play in the last 2 Nets games, and neither did Kyrie Irving. So, you know, literally Kevin Durant is like the only big on the team. He's the biggest dude on the team right now. I mean, you can count DeAndre Jordan, but he doesn't play. So until DeAndre Jordan plays, I'm not going to count him as a legit dude. And then, you know, there's these issues with Kyrie Irving. He hasn't played the last 3, 4, or 5 games. So is Kyrie Irving just going to magically come back now that they got James Harden? I don't know. That's what we're going to have to wait. But I'm telling you guys, the Nets are not going to be a good rebounding team. Kevin Durant, he looked great as a defensive player on the Warriors because he had Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Steph. And he was just like a backside, weak side defender, a rim protector. He doesn't have all that on the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie doesn't play defense. James Harden doesn't play defense. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why, so all these people who are like, oh, Brooklyn Nets are going to beat the Lakers. I personally don't even think the Brooklyn Nets are going to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, no, they'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think right now that they're making it to the NBA Championship. And they have no draft picks to trade. And they have really no bench players now to trade. Spencer Dinwiddie has a torn ACL. So that's what I think about those trades. I think the Rockets did a great job. I really like Oladipo. They have 1 million draft picks, some pick swaps, and those 2 scrubs. It's just, hey, whatever. They'll probably cut them or just use them for bench minutes, Okay, so NFL, we got some news going on. And like I said earlier, if you want my picks for the playoff games, go to my last video, the updated Sports Mafia Sports Bracket Super Bowl prediction. All right, so I called this. Urban Meyer is very close to signing a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. A couple videos ago, I made it seem like it was already a done deal. Now, because I read this report from a guy I trusted, but the guy was right. So, Urban Meyer to the Jags, I think that's sick. The funny thing about Urban Meyer is he's from Ohio, and that's why he finished his college coaching career at Ohio State. But it's like everything I know about Urban Meyer, he only coaches in Ohio and Florida. He coached Tim Tebow and Aaron Hernandez, the Pouncey brothers, Janoris Jenkins, Percy Harvin. Yeah, he was the coach of that University of Florida team that won back-to-back championships, Tim Tebow. So that's when I really started liking Urban Meyer. And, man, he's a great coach. And, I hope the best for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Pittsburgh Steelers fired their offensive coordinator. So that's a job that a lot of guys are going to be interested in because, the Steelers have a good offense, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, he's back now. He actually missed that blowout versus the Steelers last week. He's back. He's going to coach against the Chiefs. He had COVID. He's doing better now. Good for him. Okay, here's another rumor. So everyone knows the 49ers are trying to look for another quarterback. And then, everyone knows that the Houston Texans might trade Deshaun Watson. Now, I don't know where the rumor came from, but it exploded on Twitter and Instagram. They're talking about trading Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans for Nick Bosa in the San Francisco Niners. Okay, Deshaun Watson, he's gotten better and better. I really liked him coming out of Clemson. I actually thought he was the best quarterback in that draft. I also loved Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes was a sleeper if you really follow the draft like I do. Now, Nick Bosa is a freak of all freaks, and Deshaun Watson is really, really good. But if the Niners are going to trade Bosa for Watson, we're going to need 2 first-round picks. And people are going to say I'm crazy. There's a lot of Deshaun Watson fanboys out there. No. Nick Bosa is way better than Deshaun Watson, okay? But, that's a fantasy football thing. Oh, we need a quarterback so bad. No. There has been a lot of Super Bowl winning teams with bad QBs, okay? So I just wanted to clear the air there. I'm not trading Bosa for Watson unless I'm getting 2 first-round picks with Watson for Bosa, okay? Now, NHL is back. Last night, first day NHL, so I'm going to go over all the games last night. So, the Philly Flyers beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. My boy PJ, shout out PJ from New York, he called that. I was surprised. I was like, he told me about that bet. I was like, I don't know, man. Flyers beat the Penguins 6-3, so if you had the -1.5, it was a hitter. Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Montreal Canadiens 5-4 in overtime. The Tampa Bay Lightning, who are they were the champions last year. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-1, blew them out. The Vancouver Canucks, that's my boy Jimmy's team. They beat the Edmonton Oilers 5-3. And the St. Louis Blues, they were in the championship. They lost. They beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-1. So to sum it up, basically the Flyers The Flyers, the Tampa Bay, and the St. Louis Blues basically looked like the best teams yesterday. Tonight, there's a lot of games tonight, but just a couple notable ones. San Jose Sharks versus the Arizona Coyotes. An all-New York game, New York Islanders versus the New York Rangers. And the Anaheim Ducks versus the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Those are the notables tonight. All right, thank you, everybody. Get your Sports Mafia sweatshirts now. I'm telling you, once these are sold out, y'all might be sad. So add me on Instagram at Sports Mafia and the number 8. DM me if you want a sweatshirt. Once these are gone, these are gone. It's going to be a new design and a new color. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Remember, we are Sports Mafia. Not just me. Sports Mafia is a team, a family. It's all of us. All right. Thank you.